Hello, this is One Man Left, and this is going to be a fairly quick update, but for the people wanting to play Energy Blade Incinerate from last league, we're going to do a quick update here to just show that, yes, the build is 100% still playable. I'm going to include a updated POB that has been fixed for no mercenaries. So in 326, this was the build I played, but it had everything balanced around mercenaries of Doriani. So I have fixed the POB for endgame. That has, okay, well, it has a couple things. I have it on Voltaxic Burst here, but I'm going to basically speedrun this on what I'm doing. This has a good backup option. So with no Doriani's Merc, everything still works, but obviously it doesn't have Doriani's Merc. So I'm going to show just a little bit of update with the three options you have right now. I would say as kind of the speed run, Incinerate of Venting, still like the safe option, but like every other Mercenaries build, it doesn't get a free like 6 times damage. So you now have to use Inevitable Judgment instead of using Sanctuary. And then you're doing like a more mortal amount of damage than last league. So no more like billion DPS. Now we're at like 400 mil. But this isn't some standard character. This is identical. This is the same character. It's literally the same character. So everything works the same. I'll show it off here. This is not a Legacy Standard character. This is... Hang on here. Let's do like I can do this, right? Shit, fuck yeah, I can. It's my standard character. It's literally the exact character. 25 less area of effect, sure. I'll do this. There are 3 skills that I would recommend as an option for this character. You can still use the tech, I guess, of clearing with Frostblink and Wintery Blast. There is Flame Blast of Celerity, Incinerated Venting, and now in 327, they are buffing Incinerated Venting. I'm going to show all 3 options for this. So, Frostblink of Wintery Blast as a movement plus clear. And then I would say Voltaxic Burst is probably more so a delve setup, but I'll show it here. So I'll just show all 3 for like 30 seconds each, okay? We'll do pure Frostblink Eventing. This is still good. This is still good. This is still quite good. The second option here is you can use... Well, okay. All of them have the option of using just Frostblink, but bossing more so has the option of using Incinerate. So let's just show the boss with Incinerate. Wait, where's the last guy? Oh, he's here. Alright, so the boss should get murdered. Oh, Chav, fuck you. You're still... Okay, there we go. And that's the boss. Alright. We do have 2 other options here, though. Because I can use Incinerate Eventing. Or I can just use Flame Blast of Celerity. This was also an option I went over toward the end of 326. But this is pretty decent. It works identically. It has the same support gems. And it's a decent delve option I used in 326 because, long story short, when I started delving last league, I didn't like to do delve like for hours on end with Incinerate because it got old just spinning around over and over and standing in the center of the screen. So I'll show an example of this. Depth 1500, for example. When I started to delve last league, I liked the idea of just, you know, going to a node, and then instead of having to use Incinerate at the node, I liked the idea of just holding in the center of the screen. And, well, this is pretty easy. I can just, you know, sit here and use Flame Blast. This is nice. This is quite nice. But there's a third option I'll include. There's no, like, strict winner. But the third option I'll go over is for comfort choices. Instead, you can use Voltaxic Burst instead of Flame Blast of Celerity. And it's gonna have the, like, delay mechanic. I have to use this instead of channeling, though. But there's the delay built in, but then you can just use Voltaxic Burst. However, in 327, this is going to be getting significantly buffed. And it's a possibly better option with the buffs, which is why it's kind of my, like, 327, like, plan C. As in, we'll have to wait and see. We'll cut that one. But you can still just play Voltaxic Burst in the mapping setup, but we don't have the buffs till next league. But you can just do, like, you know, Frostblink and Weave, and then it's got 3-second delay. But it's not bad for mapping. It's got a decent AoE right now, and it's got the Explode mechanic baked in, and it's got the Convert mechanic. One thing that we've seen so far in the 327 announcements, besides the obvious buffs to attack speed, or cast speed, which therefore has buffs to the stacks, and then that buffs the damage as well. But the thing is, on top of all that, it's got the base radius. It is a pretty nice base radius, 2.2 to 2.8. So this is going to be, like, much more full screen AoE than this league. But I think it's a little bit of a meme for clear, and it's potentially a good delve option. You could look at different crafting options. Oh yeah, well, I'm probably going to leave it at this. Because, like I said, from 326, not a whole lot has changed. So it's a good backup plan if all else fails with my current plan. But I'll leave it there. I'll catch you guys next time. And if we end up being rats fleeing a sinking ship, this is a pretty unchanged from 326, aside from losing Mercenaries plan, to just use as the panic button for 327. I'll see you guys next time.